Hello, Cinema Peeps.
Hello, Cinema Peeps.
Oh, I'm not tired. You're tired, baby.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, well. After having a hot week, it's kind of nice. I don't know. It's kind of nice. It's been very cloudy and stuff, so that's been... Versus last week when it was like 30, 31, 32. And I'm like, I'm going to die.
It's just slowly melting.
Oh, some days when I was out there, I felt like I could just feel everything. I was like, ugh.
Oh, I know.
It was gross.
It's even worse when you like go out for a walk, or at least you go outside for a bit, and then if you're like moving around, you come back inside and it's still warm, and you're just like, like everything feels so gross.
Everything nasty.
Yeah.
I don't mind it for like the evenings because then it's nice to sit on the deck to have like supper.
Yes.
But not blazing hot during the fucking day.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
Hey, but you know what? I'll take what I can get. If it means enjoying some vitamin D, I'll take what I can get.
I just take a pill for that now. I take it in vitamin form, so I don't have to be out there in the sun. That evil orb in the sky. Well, speaking of evil orbs in the sky, but there was zero of that. But we finally finished Captain Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Ooh.
So now we're done. Well, until this Wednesday when Loki comes out. But yeah, we are done.
Done like dinner.
Cleansed our hands of that. And whew, what a journey that was.
Wow.
What a journey. What was it? 22 movies and 2 short TV series.
Wow. Do you feel accomplished now?
I feel like I've conquered a mountain. I mean, yeah, like it was fucking great. I loved rewatching all of them. Because I think like we've said, some of them like I think I saw in theaters and I just haven't watched ever again. Unless like it's like Guardians or something where I've definitely watched that a couple times because it's fucking my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and just seeing all the work and passion and just how their whole universe is connected, it's fucking great.
Nice.
Great.
That's awesome.
Although I think my mom still doesn't like violence, so
that's the takeaway from all this.
Yeah, my mom doesn't like violence, so
so much destruction.
What was it? Oh, because you haven't watched Falcon and Winter Soldier, right?
No, I haven't. I don't really have much of an interest in it.
Nice. Well, there's this one scene in episode 4 where the new Captain America... Oh, I guess spoilers, people. But new Captain America just kills a guy in public with the shield.
Ooh.
And it's pretty I mean, it's great. But it is very graphic. And my mom was just like...
Ooh.
Ah! It was a big turning point. It was really good. But my mom's still like, so violent! But I did ask them. I was like, which one did you prefer? And surprisingly, they both said they preferred Captain Falcon and Winter Soldier more than WandaVision.
Wow, and you actually kind of predicted that ahead of time. You said that you think that they would have enjoyed that more than WandaVision.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it only breaks my heart, but that's fine.
Yeah, to each their own. Right.
I think, what was the reasons? I think my mom said specifically it was because the ending was very sad. She didn't, like, it ends on a very sad note, whereas she says this one kind of ends in a more happy-ish note, which is true.
Yeah.
But I think even in that one, there's still some dark undertones with Agent Carter being evil, with the new Captain America joining, I'm assuming some sort of evil squad. What did they say he was? I already forgot what character he is in the actual cinematic universe, but he is like basically the opposite of Captain America. He's just evil. But yeah, and then they found WandaVision very confusing, which again, I don't know. I didn't think it was that confusing. And I mean, considering like we watched it episodically, right? So every week we had to like wait and be like, oh, well, what are we thinking? And I mean, I personally just enjoyed all the predictions and like trying to figure it out. And even if we were wrong, it's like, oh, well, this is still really cool.
Yeah.
I don't think they dug it as much. But also like made me think like WandaVision, especially, and maybe I'm totally wrong here, but I wouldn't call WandaVision a thinky TV show. I think there's other shows that are more thinky, if that makes sense. But to me, it's more world building and a lot of like lore and
Yeah.
stuff like that, which I feel like maybe not certainly cinema, but definitely on like YouTube, that's like a really big thing. There's like entire channels that have like dedicated their entire content to be creating this world and with all this lore and stuff. And same with like video games too. There's like lore on top of lore, and I feel like that shift happened maybe 5-ish, 6-ish years ago, maybe. I could be wrong. I'm spitballing clearly. And I feel maybe that's why I really liked WandaVision, was like all this stuff, like, oh, there's more. And I feel like that's more reflective in like the current media scape now.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that content. Like I think I said, I figured my parents would enjoy Winter Soldier because it's still more traditional Marvel. Bad guy, fight.
Yeah.
You know, whereas WandaVision, I feel, tackles depression and like all this other stuff.
There were a lot of themes, and I feel like there was at least something for everybody too. Like it was entertaining enough that you could just like enjoy it as a whole TV, like a standalone TV show. But there was enough like hints from like all the comic book lore, like you said, like people who are diehard comic book fans or fans of the characters, they could pick up on things that like maybe people who aren't as big fans of like the comics and things would never have known. So there's like little things like that kind of make it even more special for people. And then it was just entertaining. Like, you know, my dad, he appreciated the old school homages to the old school TV shows and stuff like that. And yeah, it was just overall something to look forward to every week. Entertaining. Yeah. Right.
And I don't know, I feel my parents are definitely like, they want to sit down and just like watch something. Like, I'm trying to think, like they like The Rookie, Blue Bloods, so like, now I was gonna say serial dramas, but like what's it called, procedural cop shows. It's very procedural, it's very standard. Like I don't feel like they really go outside the box very rarely. And I mean, I don't want to shit on them because obviously if you enjoy it, you fucking enjoy it, right? Like that's your shtick. But yeah, it's not a WandaVision where it's flipping a lot of things on its head.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Well, I'm excited for, I mean, I don't know. I was gonna say, I'm excited for all the next coming Marvel properties. I don't know if I'm super excited about Loki, but, you know, I will low-key give it a try.
Right? I don't know, I get the vibe that it'll surprise me, so I'm hoping that it will. Because, I mean, I don't know much about Loki other than what I've seen of him in the shows. I enjoy Tom Hiddleston. I think the times he does come on screen has been fun, so hopefully, like, a little bit of a show about him will kind of give me more, you know, a little bit more into about his character, and just, yeah, I'm hoping it'll surprise me, so.
Right? So, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. I know this week, hopefully, we've been announced that movie theaters are going to start opening up again. So is there anything coming out in theaters other than like, you know, Black Widow, or like the couple of things we have talked about? Are there any other movies that you're like excited to see in theaters again? Or are you excited to go back to the theater, see movies again?
I have to think what's actually... I don't even remember what's coming out anymore. I used to be on top of this shit, and now I'm just like...
I know, right?
Well, nothing off the top of my head. Maybe I'll start looking up some movies and see. But I think just in general, I am just excited for the movie theater vibe again. Because as much as, like, it was great to watch, like, new releases with my family in our living room, which we do have a better couch now, you know, and a fairly big TV. We even bought a sound bar. It is set up, but not working. So, yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. I think it's hard to replicate that movie experience. You know, you get your popcorn, you get to sit in a recliner seat and just, like, I don't know what it is. And then you sit in a nice dark room, and even though whatever size the screen is, it just envelops everything around you. You're in that world. Like, I miss that. Like, that's gonna be great.
Right? I was thinking to myself, like, I feel like I kind of took, or no, what's the phrase I'm trying to think of? I don't think I appreciated how much I enjoy going to the movie theaters until the ability to is taken away from me. because
That's
like
fair.
now that we're like on the cusp of like, oh, we might be able to do it again, and they're slowly starting to release trailers, and there's all these things coming out. I'm starting to get that like exciting feeling that I got as a kid going to the movies, or even like, I don't know if you ever felt this when you went to Universal Studios, but like, you know how like when you were lining up for a ride and they kind of had all the things like building up to getting to the ride, and you just kind of felt like really like whimsical in a sense almost. You were just like excited and like, ooh, like, oh yeah, like I haven't felt like that in a while going to the theaters, and so I'm just like, yeah, I feel like I took for granted the fact that like I really enjoyed going to see movies until, you know, I wasn't able to anymore.
Right? Yeah, Universal's good for that. They're good. They know. They're smart. They're smart up there. I was trying to think. I think A Quiet Place 2 comes out.
Yes.
I never saw the first one, so I'm not really hyped for it, but obviously people who are a fan of the first one might be hyped for it. I'm not. Cruella de Vil, I think, is also coming out, or is already out.
Yep.
I know it's on Disney Plus, but it'll be free in August.
What was somebody?
August, which is impressive.
Somebody was comparing it to The Last Jedi, I think.
What?
Yeah, they were saying it was what.
That's not a good comparison.
I know. I can't remember. I'm trying to think if it was. I'm trying to think if it was like, this is what it should have been, or it's getting like very similar vibes in a way.
Okay.
Of what the ending was. I'm not sure. I like kind of skimmed past it and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because I saw a couple videos where they were like, Corella's actually good, and I was like, is it actually getting good hype around this?
Yeah.
I didn't watch any of them because I was like, I want to go in with my own expectations and not somebody else's, you know.
Well, I know some people have kind of like, there's kind of mixed reviews. I know some people are like saying, oh, well, we don't need, why do we need origin stories from the Disney villains and blah blah blah. Like, how do you feel about that?
I mean, they dipped their toes in with Maleficent.
Yeah. Which
I did enjoy.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Know. I think is the same case with any of these live action Disneys. It's like, do we really need it?
Yeah.
You know, because I feel like to me that's going to be the best outcome. Mm-hmm. I will enjoy it, but still be like, I don't know if this was really needed.
Right.
I've never, and I think it's harder maybe with the older cartoons, with those ones, because I feel like I don't know, that was at a time that it was just like, you're evil, you want to kill dogs. Okay. Mm-hmm. Like, there was nothing really needed to add on. Yeah. You know? So, and again, because it's reflective of its time when it came out, because now I feel like now everything needs to have a reason for everything. Yeah. You know, and I don't feel it always meshes with the old quote-unquote classics, because they were just like, hey, this is just simple. Boom. Here we go. Yeah. So I think it's hard to take something that was like that and try to put it in something now where we're like, again, talk about WandaVision being like, oh yeah, every little thing needs this, and this meaning, when it's like, it wasn't really there to begin with. So
right, yeah.
Like I said, the best outcome could be I go enjoy the film, but just be like, why is this needed? Because I already saw an article, I should have clicked on it, but I didn't, saying how they've already now slated a Cruella de Vil 2. A Cruella de Vil 2. There we go. What? And again, it's like, why? Yeah. And it was also listing all the other live action Disney movies that are coming out, and I saw a picture for Aladdin, so I guess they're going to try to do Aladdin too. Like I don't know. Again, it's just... Okay. I know this is lame, but like, I'm more excited for Jungle Cruise. Like, right? That to me looks like it's gonna be fun. Because it reminds me of Pirates so much, where it was just like, it's based on a amusement ride, and it's like, why? But then you saw it and you were like, wow, what? So that's pretty much what I'm hoping with Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, like literally they could do anything they wanted with it, because the ride was just pretty basic for the most part, so you could like twist and turn, like do any kind of story you want with it. I think that's the other thing too, with like recreating some of the older classic cartoons. Like, I know some people are wanting it to be more politically correct, and just, or even just like having the, you know, what if, like, how would it look if we did a live action version of this thing, right? But then you're more open to you're giving yourself more opportunity to be criticized that way. Yeah. Which, I mean, is a given, I guess, but I don't know. I guess, you know, there's two sides. So some people prefer the classics, and those will always be, you know, and some people do enjoy the remakes, and
I mean, I enjoyed some of the remakes, but I do go in being like, this is its own thing.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it's if you're going to play it to the classic, like, it's going to lose all the time. Like, it's just always never going to live up to that. Whether it's because we have a warped, idea of our childhood's, like, things we've enjoyed. And it's true. Yeah. Like, we're like, oh, yeah, this was the best thing. And sometimes when you rewatch it, you're like, this isn't actually as good as I remembered, but that's fine because you were a kid and you're like, this is amazing. So,
but I guess as far as like sequels goes, I mean, whatever. But like, yeah, like Aladdin 2, because like I remember too, like a lot of these older cartoons, like Aladdin, who else was it? I think Little Mermaid,
Lion
Emperor's
King.
New Groove, Lion King, they all got their own TV shows afterwards too.
Yes.
So it's not like we ever really wondered what happened to them afterwards. They kind of got their own adventures afterwards. And like a lot of them had books too even. So it's not like everybody was like, oh, it happened to Ariel after Prince Eric got married. I mean, they did do a sequel for Little Mermaid, which was cool about her daughter and everything. But yeah.
Right, so it's not like the first time they've taken these. It's like, oh, they've tainted these classics. It's like they've done stuff, right? Like they've made books. They've like in a way kind of expanded it, but at least to a point that it's still recognizable.
Yeah.
What was my thought though? Oh yeah, and I think we've made this argument before where it's like you can't take like if. Words are hard, right? Like you could take, again, say The Lion King, make it live action and do it word for word, but then the question is, what was the point?
Yeah.
So I get that it's a very hard line to follow because you want to add stuff so that it is different, because then it's like, yeah, what's the point of just remaking the same thing but with CG? Right? There's not a point. And I think sometimes they'll hit the mark and other times like they totally miss it. In my opinion, like, what's my thought? Beauty and the Beast. Like, they were talking about how they made Belle more the inventor than her dad. Yeah. Which I actually enjoyed, because to me that made sense. Like, she was really into books. Like, she obviously was very curious and inquisitive. So that to me wasn't a big, like, oh my god, what now? It's like, oh yeah, that totally makes sense. Yeah. And the fact that she made a machine to do her washing of clothes so she could read more books.
Yeah. No, I think that's good because it gave her more character arc. Because from what I remember from the cartoon stuff, I feel like she was probably one of my least favorite Disney princesses because she wasn't interesting to me, right? Like, I knew she read books. See, it's funny too, because my mom's like, oh, you remind me of Belle. I'm like, oh, thanks.
Kendra, that's not a compliment.
No, but just as a kid, like out of all the other, her and Sleeping Beauty, I found like were the most kind of like boring characters to me because they didn't have much to them. Right, exactly.
She'd be sleeping on it all day.
But it's cool when, like you said, when they kind of twisted her story around to kind of make it a little more lenient on her and like how they can weave that more into the story how it is, and it still works. Right. Same with like Cinderella. I feel like they kind of took more of the actual like grim fairy tale version and combined it with the Disney version too, so
I
that
didn't watch that one.
No, that it was really good.
I
think when they did, I mean, I haven't seen Mulan, but like I think Mulan, Aladdin, and Lion King were more done to be politically correct. In a way. So yeah.
But to be fair, I think there's stuff that is good, but there's also times where I feel like they missed the mark. Or there was like, what was it? Again, in Beauty and the Beast, I think they make a line where I was like, oh yeah, what was it? It was really stupid too. I was like, really, was that needed? God, it was something about how like the town forgot the castle was there, because I know like all critiques of like the cartoon version, they were like, so like this town like didn't notice this giant abandoned castle out there, like what? Like no one noticed that? And I think in the movie they were like, oh, there was a special spell so it could be like hidden, and it's like it's all the things. I was like, I get it, but at the same time I was like, that wasn't, I don't know. Again, it wasn't like a killer thing where it didn't like kill the plot for me. Yeah. I think maybe one of the things was like maybe them talking about Belle's mom. Which made sense in the beginning, but when they brought up, like, the Black Plague, I was like, okay. And then the Beast had that book. They were like, he's like, I can go anywhere. And I was like, okay, I have a lot of questions. Like, the one thing, like, they didn't really explain, I was like, I have many questions. So, like, do they get transported to that location? Is this in their head? Like, what? Because there was, like, a scene where, like, Belle picks up something. She was like, oh, this was my mom's. And I was like, didn't you just say she got killed by the Black Plague? I don't think you should be touching any of that shit.
I think you're overthinking it at that point.
Again, I know I am, but, like, I had many questions about this stupid book. And I get it was just a plot device to more talk about Belle's mom, but I was like, that was not needed. Like, X that. Like, that was not needed. Again, them acknowledging that she's not around. Again, a thing. Because I don't really think they mentioned that in the cartoon. I think they were just like, yep, just me and Papa.
Yeah.
That's it. And I mean, I guess to be fair, she didn't get the curse of like, oh yeah, I lost the parent to the sickness. And you're like, what? That's always my favorite when they like explain why there's not a parental figure or something, like, oh, they died from the sickness. And you're like, an unnamed sickness. Okay, cool. Alright, that's fine. That's cool. Whatever. But,
and then there's Lion King, and they're just like,
oh, man, that scene, I don't know, I laughed so hard in the theater. That's, again, one of those scenes, like, you didn't really need to explain it, where, like, Rafiki, like, was like, oh, Simba's alive, you know? But Jon Favreau was like, okay, here's how it's gonna happen. A tuft of his hair is gonna fly in the wind. What was it? It, like, went in the river, and then, like, an animal eats it or something, and it cuts to black. I leaned to my friend, I was like, the next scene better be a piece of poop. And shit you not, what's the next scene? A dung beetle rolling up his hair and poop. I was like... And then, what was it? And then, like, the hair somehow from that continues on to the circle of life to get to Rafiki. Whatever. I get it. It was one of those things. Again, the cartoon show really didn't explain. Simba, I think, just collapses, and then the dandelions and the wind go to Rafiki, and he's like, he's alive.
Right,
you know?
Yeah. It was like, it's like something from his fur or whatever flies off, yeah.
And I mean, as a child, I was like, yeah, whatever. Rafiki's just old knowing. It's fine. Like, I don't need any explanation. But in this movie, Jon Favreau was like, all right, we're going to explain this. Like, and I get it. It works out. It's the circle of life.
Yeah, exactly.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But it was so dumb. But, like, I still laughed so hard at that stupid dung beetle poop scene. My God. Again, sometimes some things work. Sometimes other things don't work.
Yeah?
Don't put it out there. Put it out there. Yeah, I don't know what other movies that are coming out. I mean, I think the only ones I know are Marvel. I don't know any other movies that are coming
I feel like those ones have had the biggest slate for sure.
Oh, you know what? James Bond.
Yes.
I have no idea when it's slated to come out. I'm assuming sometime this summer. I already forgot. Maybe it's November at this point. Who knows? I'm pretty sure I am editing. So 3, 2, 1, boom. That's the date. Wow. That's really soon. Or, oh, that's kind of soon. I don't know. Insert whatever shot.
Either way, I'm stoked.
Right? I'm pumped for that one.
That's a good one, yeah.
Because I think that's Daniel Craig's last outing as Bond. Yes. I believe.
Yes.
Ooh, okay. Last thing before we wrap up. So I saw on the Sextagram, there was a preview of Batwoman with our boy, motherfucking David Ramsey. So he is on Batwoman.
Ooh, I gotta catch up. I'm so behind on Batwoman.
Yo, I was like, I'm so ready. And I looked at my PVR. I was like, I got 6 episodes to go through.
I know. Well, it's funny, too, because my dad and I, we just caught up on Superman and Lois last night, because
we're still fucking behind.
Damn. Oh, well, when we had them recording, apparently there was a basketball game on, so it recorded the basketball game and not Superman and Lois. Luckily, they're on demand, so...
Yeah.
Ooh. I know, so luckily we were able to watch them, but I didn't realize that the second episode, because we were two behind, so the first episode that we had to watch was the one that Diggle directed. So I was like, yay!
He did it! Yay!
Yeah. Hooray!
Applause.
Yep. I'm really liking Superman and Lois. It's awesome.
Yeah, we just, like I said, we finished Nancy Drew, so this will be our new show for me and my folks to watch.
Yeah.
So Diggle hasn't shown up on Superman and Lois.
No, I'm waiting to see if he's going to. I don't like. Do we know for sure he's going to show up?
I thought it was, but I could be wrong. But even if he directed, awesome.
It would be cool because I mean, really isn't a spoiler, but they've just started mentioning the multiverse now.
Oh, okay.
So
sick.
I'm wondering, like, if now that we've kind of like established the foundation of the characters and stuff like that, if now maybe we're gonna maybe slowly start to pull these guys in, which would be awesome.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw him in that promo and I was like, hell yeah. So I got through 2 and a bit of Batwoman, so I'm still 4.5 behind.
Yeah, I gotta catch up.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm just playing Stardew Valley on my Switch.
While you're watching it?
I mean, I didn't miss much. I was like, okay, cool. This happened. Boy. Alrighty. Although I will say, this episode that I only partly watched, because I had other things I gotta do.
Yeah.
Kate Kane is back. But she's brainwashed, and I'm for it. I'm ready.
Okay. So wait, that's not Ruby Rose, though.
No, this new actress they've hired to now portray Kate Kane.
Okay.
So, that's all I'm stoked for. And I'm sure that'll be the only thing I'm excited for that episode. I'm sure the rest of it's I'm gonna be like, meh.
Yeah.
Here it is. Cool. I'm like, all right, we gotta get to Diggle. Let's go.
Let's Diggle. Yeah. No, because I'm assuming there's gonna be no crossover this year.
I think Diggle is the crossover. He is the crossover.
Diggle is the crossover. Yeah.
Yes. That's all it is.
I mean, I'm down.
Right.
I'll take it.
Right. Fuck it. Like, I'm fine. I'll live.
we needed to know what happened to him. He saw the green glowing thing, and then that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if he got his own show, even if he got like a little mini series.
Right, or even if he's what's the word? Like the universe jumper, and he's kind of what keeps everybody together in a sense now. That'd be kind of cool because he like hops over to Batman's I guess they're all in the same universe now, but he hops over to get her show and it's like, here, this is what's going on. Then he hops over to Flash. He's like, hey, this is what's going on here, and then
right.
Yeah,
I can't wait. Yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, I'm gonna power through these Batwoman episodes while working on my farm on Stardew, just so I can get the Diggles.
Yeah,
that's all I fucking care about.
Yep.
What was the other thing? Oh yeah, Legends was back this week. Same with Flash.
Yep.
And this episode was directed by Katie Lotz.
Ooh, nice.
It was pretty fucking good.
Oh, I can't wait. I took a brief break from watching it just because it's at the first crossover now. So I want to do it right. So I'm just catching up on the couple episodes I have of Flash and Arrow before I watch them all together, and then I'll continue.
Was their first Oh wait. No, the first, they were in part of Invasions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the first one, yeah.
Right, yeah. I think the next one with was it called Planet X or whatever?
Crisis on Earth X, yeah.
Yeah. That was, I think, the big one where I think almost, actually I shouldn't say, but I think majority of the characters from all the shows were highlighted.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like that was the biggest one for the amount of, like, to me, as much as I loved Infinite Earths, I feel like this one had like a very Avengers vibe to me. Like, it was like they all came together. Yeah
because especially in the later ones, and I know fans always ask like, oh, like, who could you wish, like they always ask about like the crossovers, and they even talk about how like they're fun to do, but they are very hard to do because they're obviously very tiring, but it's also hard because you have so many different stories and stuff, right? So it does suck when it's like people from their own shows don't get to be on part of the crossovers, because you want to, I don't know, as a fan, I want everybody to be on the crossovers. I'm like, I want to see everyone, but I get that like logistically that doesn't pan out. But that one in particular, I think, did the best job of highlighting almost everybody on their shows.
Awesome.
But well, hopefully if the Panorama calms the fuck down, I mean, I would love there to be another crossover.
Yes.
And especially, even if, like, because I think at that point, if they ever get to recording another crossover, Supergirl's done, but it'd still be nice. And again, I don't want to put pressure on anyone's schedule, but, like, if, like, obviously, and people off of Arrow, too, like, if they want to come and be part of the crossovers, like, that'd be great.
Yeah, like, Stephen Amell doesn't have to be there, but it'd be cool to see some of the other characters and stuff.
Right.
Like Thea and Roy and or like anybody from Supergirl.
Right.
Yeah, I'd be down.
Right, fingers crossed.
A lot of people really truly do want like an Arrow and the Canaries, so even if they don't end up turning it into a show, it would be great to have them come over like for an episode or do a crossover with them. That'd be awesome.
Yes, please. Again, I'm gonna put this on the universe. Please fucking make it.
Yes, please.
Again, yeah, I'll take crossover. You know,
totally.
If they have to go back to, I think it's 2040 or something, where they're there.
Yeah,
like fucking do it.
Yeah, actually, Legends. Get on it.
Legends, do it. Fucking Legends will be the answer.
Yep.
They're always the answer.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Well, I guess to top it all off, tonight's episode.
I don't want to talk about that, Kate. Anyway, that's the end of our podcast. We're not talking about feelings or anything else bad.
Oh, man. Well, yeah.
We'll talk about that next week. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Alrighty, I'm leaving it to you.
Alright, Cinema Peeps, that's the end of this week's podcast. If you enjoyed anything that we talked about in this episode, drop us a comment down below. Give us a like, subscribe, and have a happy Tuesday.
Hell yeah.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Monkey. And slaps you.